we have some news hot off the press here at the Landlord Investment Show. We've come along to talk to Paul Champlina of Landlord Action. And Paul, you've been very, very involved in the Section 21 consultation in terms of government committees, etc. And you've got some update for us, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm involved in, they call it the coalition. It sounds like the mobsters, but actually it's not. The coalition is all the landlord associations that have come together. Arla, Property Mark, NOWS, the Letting Industry Council. If ever there was a time to come together, it's actually been now with Section 21. We have mapped out between us, and everyone is singing on the same page, which is unprecedented in our industry, post the banning or the abolishment of Section 21 and how Section 8 will look. Let's be very clear, this is all very political. Section 21, in my eyes, will be abolished from what we can see. I mean, there is possibly going to be a change of leadership and maybe cabinet, and you don't know how that works out. But the appetite for the government is that they don't want Section 21. They want tenants to stay and have longer tenancies, which is great, and landlords would like that. But we're saying, and there could be an extra 5 or 6 grounds, however many grounds there are added to Section 8. The reason landlords use Section 21 is because they don't trust Section 8 and they think it's too slow, and they're intimidated by going to court and having hearing dates. What will happen is with Section 21, if it is banned, landlords would have to use Section 8, so definitely have to use Section 8 for rent arrears and not Section 21. If they want to move back in the property, there's the ground. They want to sell it, the ground. If they want, maybe access, various different grounds. It's all going for at the moment, and it's very early days. David Smith's been leading on it. He's been doing some really great work with the RLA, and the NLA have been really working together, which is brilliant. I'm really happy about that. They filed a reply, and we did a mission statement. We put it all together. But it only works if there's investment in the court system. If the Ministry of Justice don't have budget and won't put money in the court system, how can it work? How can you get landlord consumer confidence? I've just done a talk in there. It was packed to the rafters, and the fear of landlords worrying about Section 21 going because they want to have liquidity of the property and they know it's there as a safety net. It's fearful, and we need to make sure there's court reform first. I worry about there could be 2 or 3 times more Section 8 hearings there are now. But where are you going to get the judges from? What about the bailiff system? They're under massive pressure. You just got to watch the programme I go on, and the bailiffs, how they're under pressure they are. I saw a bailiff not long ago, and he was doing 12 evictions by himself in one day, at 15-minute slots, and they're under a lot more pressure. There's a lot more, mental health, and, so I actually agree that the bailiff system should be privatised. I think that should happen, and I also heavily put my weight behind it, and I put it in the proposal in the meeting, at the coalition meeting, that when there is a Section 8 hearing and there is a money order, that has to count as a CCJ, County Court Judgment there and then. I've been campaigning for it and asking for it for years. There's been no real appetite, but maybe, if there is going to be a ban, at least let's have a say in what and how it looks.
Now, also one thing that you wanted to get across in this interview was that when the consultation comes out, it is absolutely imperative that as many landlords and people from the private rented sector who have an interest there do respond to the consultation.
Most definitely. I mean, I've done loads of consultations, and I would say for me, because I've been helping landlords and dealing with possession cases since 1991. Way before the accelerated possession proceedings came in. I mean, I've been doing it all my life. And if there was ever a consultation that landlords have to be involved in, it's this one. We need tens of thousands of replies for landlords to fill in this consultation about how they feel about the abolishment of Section 21, and the landlord associations, your website, and obviously our sister website, Landlord Zone, and all our other brands. We're really getting heavily behind it. Everyone's got to come together, because otherwise, if there's no confidence, what's going to happen? Landlords are going to leave. Yes, that can be offer opportunity to other landlords, and I know landlords want investors, but I know that when that announcement came out, and we spoke at the Property Investor Show, and there was the embargo, that week, when that announcement came out, our Landlord Action Advice line, we had loads of calls about I want to serve a Section 21 notice. There was panic. This may not come in for a few years, but we need to have a say and be able to shape about what happens. But if there's no investment in the court system and reform system, and you're still waiting longer, and they call it the accelerated possession procedure, which is not accelerated, by the way, that still takes the same time as a Section 8 case. It's just landlords are intimidated and scared about doing a hearing and standing up before a judge, and obviously, we run dozens of these hate cases on a monthly basis and go before the judge. We need investment in the court system for this to work.
So we've got the consultation coming. Is there anything else that landlords can do, Paul, around Section 21?
You know what? We never normally see MPs, local MPs, normally when they just want to be voted back in. But if there was ever a time you need to see your local MP, wherever you live, is go and see your local MP and try and get an appointment in their surgery and actually speak up loudly and explain about the effect of the abolishment of Section 21 will have with regard to you and your portfolio, and about how landlords will exit the marketplace. What will happen? There'll be much more homelessness because landlords will be evicting because they want to sell. So please go and see your local MPs, and I think if that happens all around the country, as long as loads of big numbers of people filling in the consultation, it's got to add more weight to the argument.
And so really to summarise, the Alliance and also within the committee, the Lettings Committee that you're a member of, along with people like Kate Faulkner and other leading industry commentators and stakeholders, you're almost saying to the government, you've got to get your ducks in a row, because until the court system is reformed, you can't really do anything with abolishing Section 21.
In Scotland, they abolished the equivalent of Section 21, the notice to quit. But what they did do, and this was speaking to John Blackwood, who's from the Southern Landlord Association, the Scottish Landlord Association, was that they put investment and they put information and infrastructure into court reform, into their tribunal system. You have to do that first. You have to get market confidence. Let's be realistic. The private rental sector, 20%, has been a sticking plaster for the social housing market and the lack of social housing, and they've been getting the brunt. So I just think that it could be devastating if we don't get it right, and this is a really, really important stage in buy-to-let, which is completely different to how it was 10 years ago.
No, I agree. So Property Tribes is 100% behind this consultation coming out to get our community to fill it in. Please encourage all your landlord friends to fill it in as well. We will be giving you updates and letting you know when it is available for you to have your say. And Paul, thank you very much for all that you do behind the scenes and your commitment to landlords and the private rented sector. You do very important work.
Thank you.
And I certainly would like to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you.
And for all that you do for landlords, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. So thank you, Paul, for the update. All good stuff, interesting to know. Watch out for the consultation. We will be letting you know when it is available for you to have your say and shape the future of what happens with Section 21. Absolutely vital that you do fill it in. We will keep you informed. Thank you.